Hi, welcome to Furhour Talks. So today we are meeting Divya from Mumbai, who is a pet trainer and has an experience of 8 years in this field. So let's dive into the conversation. Hi Divya,
Hi,
how are you doing?
I'm amazing. How about you?
I'm good too, thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's start the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, and so tell us about your journey. How did you get into pet training?
So if I have to start from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that like how when once everyone graduates from college, you're always told that okay, now it's time for placements, now it's time to
Mm-hmm.
get the best job,
Right.
and based on the career path you've chosen. I studied journalism, so I was
Mm-hmm.
expected to go into something like that. That's when I got a job as a junior graphic designer at
Mm-hmm.
a established magazine, and I felt like this is it, this is going to be my life. I got my dream job and everything, but I wasn't really happy. That one thing that you chase, that feeling you chase, where you
Hmm.
feel that you're creating a dent in the universe. Your
Right.
efforts are creating an impact in this world. Someone's life is changing from what you do, from what your efforts
Hmm.
are. So I felt like that was missing,
Hmm.
and that's what was my biggest motivator to do something different, to do something that brings happiness or
Hmm.
brings a difference in someone's life as well,
Right.
something memorable. So that's when I still remember sitting at my desk. I was writing, making a list of things that I really like doing. One of them was, working with animals. I
Mm-hmm.
had written all sorts of things that,
Hmm.
working with elephants, also other things like, okay, working with differently able kids, or
Hmm.
anything that caused my heart to bring a change in this world. I did that.
Okay. Okay.
That's when I realized I think animals are my true calling.
Mm-hmm.
Working with dogs, I felt a very strong connection. But of course, there was one hiccup. I never had a dog.
Okay.
So a lot of times people told me that, how are you going to pursue training? So I
Hmm.
said, which book says that you need to own a dog to be a dog trainer? Because
Right.
I don't think that makes any sense.
Hmm.
So that's when I looked up for a couple of trainers and I contacted them, and I went to someone's house, one of a very well known trainer, and I went to a house in Mumbai, and I told her, look, I want to be a trainer. So these are
Hmm.
my list of questions. Can you help me? Like, okay, how do I navigate through this? I am
Hmm.
a list maker, Excel sheet maker, that kind of
Okay.
person.
Okay.
So then she looked at me. She didn't even answer any of those questions. She just looked at me because the moment I had entered her house,
Mm-hmm.
her dog had jumped up in excitement and I fell down.
Oh.
And she
Okay.
said, and she laughed at me and she said that,
Okay.
if you can't even manage a retriever, how are you going
Mm-hmm.
to train a Saint Bernard? So you need to go and first figure out your way with dogs. First learn
Hmm.
about them, understand them, and then look at training them. You
Okay.
cannot, nobody's going to come and teach you how to tame a dog, but
Hmm.
someone can definitely teach you how to communicate and understand a dog.
Okay.
So that was my biggest learning. And all the
Mm-hmm.
100 questions I had gone with, she didn't answer any of them, because
Okay.
I feel she answered the biggest question of all,
Okay.
which was this guidance. And till date, I remember that. And it's that day and it's today where I feel that her advice changed my life. I started working at a shelter called Animals Matter to Me Mumbai,
Okay.
and that's when I learned from the best teachers in the world, the animals
Animals.
themselves.
Okay.
So when they taught us what it's like to truly understand a dog,
Hmm.
truly understand a cat, I feel like that's where my eyes opened. Rather, all my five senses opened. That's how animals function.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to understand them better and hence train them better. So then
Mm-hmm.
when I went in to learn how to train, assist a trainer, start my own business, all of these things helped me a lot because
Hmm.
these four paws never left my path. Rather,
Oh.
they guided me and they led me to where we are today.
And I see a companion here itself with
Yes,
you.
so Zoe is at the back. Zoe, she's taking a nap right now,
Okay,
but
okay.
she has been with me since almost, I think, maybe 10 years or more, 11
Mm-hmm.
years, I would say.
Wow.
And we adopted her during COVID, because
Okay,
that's when I
okay.
finally said that, okay, maybe I have a little more time in hand
Hmm.
to finally decide to take responsibility for someone else's life. I
Mm-hmm.
did not want to get a dog to show the world how amazing or not
Hmm.
amazing I am.
Mm-hmm.
My intention was to raise one with responsibility.
Right.
So that's when we decided to adopt a senior dog. She was 5 years old when I adopted her, or
Okay.
rather, she adopted us. She was the
Okay.
one she chose us to
Okay.
be a part of her family.
Okay.
And yeah, her story was also a little different. She was
Mm-hmm.
found in Santa Cruz, abandoned. She was about a year old or so,
Mm-hmm.
and she had come to us. Two boys had gotten her,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really scared that maybe a breeder will pick her up and then misuse her. So
Hmm.
that's when he got her to a shelter, and when we took an X-ray and everything, we realized she had 5 puppies in her belly.
Okay.
And those 5 puppies were born. We took care of them. They were this tiny. We named them after friends. We have Ross, Rachel, Monica, Chandler, Phoebe.
Oh, oh, okay.
And that's how her name is, Zoe, Joey.
Okay, okay.
And then a lot of people came forward when we put up their adoption post. Everybody would be too happy to
Hmm.
adopt a
Mm-hmm.
puppy, a young puppy. But there were very less queries for the mother.
Hmm.
So we said that why would we see that as a negative thing? And, of course we love her with all our heart, and
Hmm.
that's when I decided that I would like to have the privilege to raise her. So that's what I always believe.
That's so sweet. And you had also said that you had a cat previously.
Yes, so my guide, my teacher, my best friend, everything
Hmm.
is my cat Scarlett. She is the co-founder of All Yours. If you go to
Okay.
our website anywhere, there's always like an ode to her,
Okay.
because if she wouldn't have been there, I or All Yours wouldn't have been into existence right now.
Oh,
She was
okay.
the one who taught us how to truly understand animals, how to serve animals, and go beyond the idea of trying to control them, but
Hmm.
to actually communicate and understand them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where Scarlett comes from. She had her own set of behavioral issues as well,
Mm-hmm.
but that's when we realized that I could go door to door, seeking help to say, okay, help me fix my cat, help me fix my cat, which at some point I did, because she went berserk with like scratching me and everything, and I would keep questioning it, that if I only got you home, why are you scratching me, hurting me? What did
Hmm.
I do to you? And then it's only the answers that came from within her, because if she is the one who's exhibiting this behavior, then a person or another expert will only guide me in understanding and decoding her,
Hmm.
but cannot fix her. She doesn't need
Correct.
fixing.
Correct.
She just needed to express and
Hmm.
someone to listen to her in that time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where telepathic animal communication came into being for us. And in that, a lot of answers came through of
Hmm.
why she was behaving the way she was. That's when I started working on a lot of things, because I realized a lot of things were mirrored from me, or in
Okay.
general, because I was her environment.
Mm-hmm.
This was the only thing that she was exposed to. And when I started working on myself through different healing modalities,
Mm-hmm.
I realized there was a vast difference in her. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when our relationship strengthened, and then we became a team together, and that's when we
Okay.
started All Ears for Animals.
So, could you tell us more about All Ears for Animals then?
So at All Ears, we
Mm-hmm.
believe in training without treats, chains, force, or crates. We
Okay.
truly believe to follow the one particular teacher,
Mm-hmm.
or trainer, rather, I would say, the best trainer in this world, who has taught me everything I know, the dog mother herself. A
Hmm.
dog mother will never use a treat, a chain, a crate, or any of these tools to train, right?
Right.
Sometimes as a pet parent, it's very normal to get confused or to be bogged down by इतनी जगह से advice मिल रही है. So many people are saying such different things. Someone is
Hmm.
saying अरे use treat, someone is saying use crate,
Hmm.
someone is
Mm-hmm.
saying just punish and things will be easier, shout, distract. But then what do we listen to? Whom do we listen to?
Hmm.
So it's very normal to feel overwhelmed by it.
Right.
But
Right.
ideally, what should we do instead? We should follow the best teacher in this world, like I say, the dog mother. What would a dog mother do? We are raising one puppy, and sometimes we feel overwhelmed. She's
Hmm.
raising 7, 8 puppies at the same time and does a brilliant job twice in a year with them. And she doesn't
Hmm.
use a treat to distract them, to ignore, or to punish, or to create. She just teaches them how to live in this world with rules, boundaries, and limitations. So, why
Okay.
can't we teach them the same thing? Of how to
Okay.
function or how to live in our world or
Mm-hmm.
in our home, or
Hmm.
when we take them outside, how to address and deal with triggers and distractions. That's it. Our animals are
Okay.
very simple beings, they just need guidance and direction.
And a companionship, a right companionship.
Yes, yes, if
Hmm.
we get them to fill a certain void in our
Hmm.
lives, then that's not right. first we need to work on ourselves, because if we are not a leader, then how do we expect our dog to follow or to understand us, or to
Right.
rather look up to us as someone who's a mentor, who's a guide? At every point in our life we need someone, right? Whether it's a
Right.
teacher or a boss, or even our parents for that matter. So
Right.
how else will we see? For a dog, there's no one equal. There's always
Hmm.
someone higher or lower.
Hmm.
So either your dog is leading you or you are leading your dog. And again, size does not matter. For them, you will see a Maltese. Like I've seen a 5 kg Maltese also raising a family of 5 and taking them for a walk. Versus I've seen a 60 kg Great Dane also walking side by side and listening to what everyone is trying to say. So
Right.
end of the day, a dog's mindset is very important. God did not say that a smaller dog can have this much leeway, but a bigger dog should not have. A dog is a dog. A dog is created in the exact same way. They all think, feel, and behave in the same way. Yes, their body, how it's structured, how their mind is wired to understand certain things, how agile they are. What category do they belong to? Are they from the toy breed category, from the hound category, guarding category? These things also define of how they use these energies to their advantage. That's it. But right now you will see, dogs being raised together all the time. Just last week I was at a parent's house and they had a Great Dane, a Husky, a Shih Tzu, and a Maltese being raised in the same house.
Wow.
Now imagine if I have to go and train every dog as per the breed. Then it will be so confusing for them. End of the day, they are all a pack. They will all think, feel, and behave in the same way.
Okay.
It's like how you put like Mowgli in a jungle. So Mowgli will function as per how the other animals
animals
are,
will.
right? So
Yeah.
that's the same logic. Our dogs will inherently pick up things from us. They will try to absorb our energy. We just need to send the right kind of energy to them.
So do they like mirror the parent?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes they also have their own set of things that they are struggling with, which we need to help them. So it's very important to become the source of energy. That, like I always say, should be the core of our relationship. That means if our dog is going through anxiety, it's very important to not pick up their anxiety, rather help them understand a better response to it.
Okay.
Right? Otherwise, what happens is their anxiety plus our anxiety is equal to more anxiety.
More anxiety.
When they are feeling anxious, they are only expressing it. They expressing it to seek help and to seek guidance. If we absorb it, then both of us are stuck with it. So then where is the solution in that time, right? At the same time, if we know that we in general have to work on ourselves, then please don't adopt a dog or a cat. First seek therapy, seek medical attention, go and work on yourself, and then decide to offer companionship to another animal who you will come as a full glass full. But if you go as a glass empty and then go buy a dog or adopt a dog and say, you know what, okay, now it's your duty to make me feel loved or to make me feel wanted, then that's not the right thing to do, because our animals are not there for that. They're there for far beyond, for things like supporting us, companionship, enhancing our happiness, not being our only source of happiness.
True, that's true. And you deal in dogs and cats both? Like you train them both?
Yes. So mainly we work with companion animals. So dogs and cats are great as companion animals. Usually we don't recommend any other animals as companion animals because their job is very different in this world, why they are created by God. Now when it comes to a dog and a cat, they behave very differently because they are two very different species. Sometimes some parents raise dogs and cats together. I also did. I had a dog and a cat together.
Yes.
But coexistence is key. They both need to be okay with it. Otherwise, we can't just stuff them together and expect them to, be okay with each other. So we need to understand how each of them functions. Like a dog can bark, whimper, whine, growl, or do all of these things and communicate verbally, right? What a cat would do, a cat would use her meow in different ways to communicate, whether she's anxious, whether she's happy to see you, or whether she's upset. Anything will all be communicated with a simple meow. Even when it comes to cat tail movement, for that matter, right? Even in a tail movement, you will notice that if a dog is wagging his tail, it could be very different. It could be two conflicting emotions at once. It could be the fact that the dog is excited, happy to see you in a certain direction, of course, in a certain speed and movement. But for a cat, if the same exact movement is seen in a cat, you'll realize that it's not out of happiness, it's rather out of irritation, which the cat would do. So the more
Okay,
we observe
okay.
animals, we're able to be, like I said, one step ahead of them. Like how they are always one step ahead of us. They are always observing us, right?
Okay.
Your dog knows what slippers you wear when you go for a walk, or versus when you take them for a walk, or what shoes you wear when you go to work. All of these things they are able to pick up very well. Same thing, what perfume you wear when you go to when you're going, what similarly they know what perfume you're wearing when you go to office versus where you go
Okay.
for a party. They've
Okay.
observed every little thing. One of the dogs I used to train many years back, he's a Frenchie, his name is Zazu,
Mm-hmm.
and his mom used to tell me that if I'm wearing jeans, he just knows I'm going out. So he's just circling around me and wanting to go with me because he would love going out. But it's so funny that if Mintra, delivers a parcel to me and I'm wearing jeans and I'm trying out those jeans, then he doesn't come. He just knows that when it's jeans that I'm trying or jeans that I'm actually wearing to go out.
Okay,
The
okay.
vibration that we send out, our animals have observed us to the T. And imagine something so tiny they can pick up.
They have done a PhD on us.
Yes, yes, they can write books on us. That's why you will feel that okay, why does my dog behave differently with me, with my husband, with my son, with my mother, etc.
And your organization, you had quoted that training without treats and chains. That's your like,
Correct,
yeah, motto. Then
correct.
what does it mean?
So when we say see treats or chains, no, it's very easy as a trainer to
Hmm.
come to your house and be like, look how well I can control your dog, or look how
Hmm.
amazing I can be.
Hmm.
And then I remove a treat from my pocket, and then your dog dances on cue, and
Hmm.
then you clap for me, and then you say, great, you've done a fab job. Or
Hmm.
I remove a choker from my bag and I show it to your dog, and your dog doesn't understand, of course, because he's not seen it, and then I hurt your dog with it, or in
Hmm.
general I use it to cause pain to your dog.
Hmm.
And then, out of fear, your dog is listening to me, and you still
Okay.
clap saying, oh, you managed to tame my dog. I was struggling for months to do it. What did I do? I simply used a tool of bribe or a tool of punishment. Now, my
Hmm.
dog was only expressing, and my job as a trainer was to be a mediator between you and your dog. But if I come and show how amazing or how not amazing I am, then
Hmm.
the entire spotlight is on me. The
Right.
spotlight should be on the pet parent, not even the
Hmm.
dog, the pet parent, because then that is more permanent. If I put the focus on the dog, then what will happen is it's just between me and the dog. I have done
Right.
years of training. I'll know how to regulate my energy and do what I have to do.
Hmm.
But 10 days later, I'll get a call from the parents who will say that, Divya, when you're there, my dog listens to everything. But
Right.
when you're not there, everything is back to square one. So then
Hmm.
what was my point of coming? What a waste of time, energy, and effort, right?
Right.
Then you'll go trainer after trainer and saying, please fix my dog. Today
Hmm.
morning only I was at a session where the parent told me, can you come every day? So because then my dog doesn't listen, it's
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
And only if you come every day, maybe then they will listen, because all my previous trainers, I've done 5 trainers before you, and all of them have failed miserably. And
Hmm.
then I said, exactly. And what makes you think that me coming every day is going to work? And
Hmm.
I just asked him a simple question: how long would you want me to come for? And he didn't have an answer to that. I said, I can't come for years, right? But
Correct.
the only permanency is there in your life, in your dog's life, is you. How
Hmm.
about I invest a little bit time in training you to train your dog
Hmm.
without using any treats or chains, because dog mothers don't use that, so why should we? And when you're able to truly listen, understand, and serve your dog,
Hmm.
won't life be so much easier? Won't that mutual bond of love, respect, and trust be created, and can be enjoyed? The fruits of that can be enjoyed anywhere in this world. So
Hmm.
tomorrow you take your dog to Goa and you take
Hmm.
them to the beach and you leave them off leash and you will say, wow, life is amazing with my dog.
Right.
Then are you going to take me to Goa also with you? No,
You can
right?
also have a vacation with them.
Technically, I'll be on duty. But yeah. So when the parent feels
Hmm.
that I trust my dog
Hmm.
and hence removes the leash, the
Hmm.
dog says, I trust you, hence I listen to you. The
Hmm.
parent says, I respect you, hence I take you to all these places. Why
Okay.
did I get a dog home? As a parent, I did not get a dog home to enhance fear, stress, irritation, anxiety. Sometimes, some people feel ki, "Bapre, getting them home is like more stress for me."
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
our dogs are so pure. Their intention is never to add stress in our life. They're so sweet, they're so humble, that they only want to express and help you understand that they are struggling, right? So when we are able to work on that problem from them, then things become so much easier. Then you will say, oh, life with my dog 12-15 years was the best. We went here, we went there, we explored this part of the country, and it was an adventure that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Then things become very different. Then the energy becomes very different. Then imagine the animal's energy. Why will they have anxiety then? Because you are there, right? Anxiety comes in when you're not sure of your safety security, right? So if you ensure and your dog knows that safety security is your responsibility through actions, not words, then automatically you will say, Are, my life is best with my dog. She trusts me, I trust her. She respects me, I respect her. And bus, that's what we want. And then you won't need me then. You will say, Divya, I've got things under control. Not my dog, I've got things under control. I can't teach you how to control your dog, but I can definitely teach you one thing: how to control your own mind. Because this, if you control, you can't even control the environment, but you can control this. When you are able to control your mind, then you start thinking like a leader. It's like how we do in the workplace.
And you provide offline, online both?
Yes. So, like I always say that, we train the parent to train the dog. So, whether that's online on Zoom or whether that is offline when I come to your house, is the same thing. The dog will understand instantly because we speak their language, hand signals, body language, verbal commands to train.
Right.
So I know that I don't have to invest a major chunk of my time to train them because they already know what we are saying. I just have to speak to them in the dog language, which I am spending that amount of time and effort into training you to train them so that you start speaking that language.
Right.
So then you don't need me to come and speak. You can yourself directly do that. So then that becomes easier. So that's how it works. And I can train you from anywhere in this world. And then you do it to your dog.
Okay. And this urban setup, like how Mumbai is. Okay. So in this kind of a setup, what is the most common behavioral challenge that a pet parent can face?
So a lot of times what happens is people are not able to take their dogs out. Like right now, the earlier situation was very different. People had a backyard. Like if you ask our grandparents, they would have dogs and they would keep all Raju, Bhola, those kind of cute names that they would keep. And all these dogs would do what? They would come in the angan, they would eat the food, whatever doodh roti that time we used to keep, and then they would just go on their hunt and then come back and then rest. And then again start their daily chronicles of moving around and figuring out life. They were never chained to a leash. There was no concept of a trainer. There was no system of okay, I have a Saint Bernard, I have a Husky, nothing like that.
Right.
The system was very different. Now we all stay in apartments, right?
Correct.
4 walls, and we ourselves are so restricted. Now imagine our dog's plight. So if a dog, let's say for example, we are raising a beagle in an apartment. Now it's not ideal because the beagle's energy is very high intensity. He's a forest animal, he's a hound category dog. He wants to run and play, he wants to explore. And in that time, if we restrict him to just 3 walks in a day, so then what the dog will do? It's very normal for the dog to just like strain on the leash, tug, because the dog is trying to make the most of it. He knows this is it. This is only what he's gonna get. But the biggest challenge that we face is that where can we take our dogs? Are there dog parks? But what if other dogs bite my dog? What if my dog bites other dogs? Or what if my dog gets a disease in a dog park? Or if I take my dog to a beach, there's no gate. What if my dog just runs and then never comes back? So all these concerns come in. So either because of proximity, people are not able to take their dog. Like sometimes people who stay in tier 2, tier 3 cities, they say we don't have beach only, or we don't, or beach is very far from us, or there's no concept of dog park here. Human parks are only a big concern, let alone dog parks. Then what do? At least Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi have these kind of opportunities places, where you can take your dog. So these are the main concerns that people face that I have seen. But like I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. I have had parents. There was this one parent. She was in Bhubaneswar, and she had a husky. Okay. And I would tell her that, look, you have a big breed dog and you will need to take her somewhere beyond her walks also. And she said, Divya, I have nothing here. Like in Bhubaneswar, the beach is there, but it's an hour away. So where else can I take? There is no concept of a park or where I can leave her free.
Right.
I said, you are a pack leader. Your foremost quality is a problem solver. Figure it out. If not, make a WhatsApp group, Dogs of Bhubaneswar. Look for dogs around you. Have play dates. Socialize. Then together make group trips and go to the beach, go to the park, but figure out something. And then she went door to door looking for things to do. And I still remember that she managed to find this one row house, very
Yeah.
close to her house. And they had like a backyard sort of thing, where they would do a little bit agriculture on the side, and they had like a space. And she told them that I will give you 100 rupees or some amount she had quoted for every time I come. Just let my dog run free in your space. So they were overjoyed that, perfect, okay, what, nothing bad for us. It's only investment, like rather it's just a money taking thing for us. It's a money earning scheme for us.
Correct.
Right? So then in that case, they happily welcomed her. Now that video of Ira that I received of running in her space, running in that garden was precious. And I told Sohailal, I was like, this is it, like what you did. Look at your efforts. This is the fruits that are born.
And he
Your
was
dog
happy.
is so happy. Your dog is so happy. And now you are truly thinking like a leader. So that's one example. If Sohaila can do it, so many other parents can do it. What's stopping us from doing that? So like I say, where there's a will, there is a way. We'll figure it out. We always do. Right? There's refugee area, there is terrace, which is of course safely gated. And there's so many places where we can leave our dogs off leash. Because imagine a dog's life being in four walls and going for a walk and coming back for 12-15 years. That's not a life. That's just like, that's making them leave their freedom. Rather, stray dogs are luckier. At least they have the freedom to run and explore. Our dogs should not live that life. Our dogs should live in the arms of Mother Nature. That's what we missed the most now when we were in lockdown. So why should we make our dogs be in lockdown for 12-15 years?
And how, when you're going for the training, okay, probably the dogs would be aggressive or they must be very anxious. And how do you handle those anxiety, aggression? How do you handle that?
Correct. So usually what happens is our dogs have been either mistreated or lost trust on a lot of humans.
Okay.
But the beauty of animals is that when, suppose tomorrow a dog bites me, I will lose trust on every dog in this world. And I'll say, this is how dogs are. Even if a dog is doing nothing, I will still create chaos. Because one dog had bitten me at some point in my life. So fear has been there.
Right.
For a dog or for an animal, today if I as a person go and hit them or abuse, tomorrow they will still let another human pick them up and take them to the hospital. Right? Ideally, a dog will not put that grudge. That's the beauty of animals. They still give us one more chance. So same way, when it comes to dealing with these kind of situations where a dog is struggling with anxiety, fear, reactivity, stress, any of these emotions, it is only because the dog doesn't know better. He feels this is the way to respond to a trigger, or is not sure what to do, and this is their fight or flight response that comes in. Okay. So in this situation where we realize the biggest mistake or the biggest error that is happening is not with the dogs, is with the parents who are confused themselves. They don't know how to manage their dog, or they are not sure what to do. So in a situation like this, we always tell parents that we never label a dog. It's very easy to say, oh, you have an aggressive dog. Oh, your dog is very aggressive. Then what happens? The parent will stick that as a label onto a dog. My dog is aggressive. Anywhere they will take, they'll say, oh, don't touch my dog, he's aggressive. But what we don't realize is aggression is just another word for anger. And anger is only a response to a triggering situation. If I, as a parent, am able to teach my dog that arrival of a guest is equal to avoidance, not equal to fight mode, like how dogs respond in fight, flight, avoidance, or freeze, right? And then in that case, what ends up happening is that I have successfully taught my dog how to respond to the trigger. So the aggression has automatically gone, and now aggression has been replaced with avoidance. Next time I ring the doorbell and I enter your house, your dog avoids me and walks away. Won't that be an easy thing?
Yeah.
So then that's it. Then the aggression is gone. So then if we have successfully worked on it, then where does my dog feel the need to feel angry about? Right? So that's why it's important to never label our dogs.
Hmm.
We always say that, okay, like suppose some parents say my dog has separation anxiety, and then even when we teach separation anxiety in a training session, I always tell parents, first thing, we're going to change the name to separation calmness, because
Hmm.
words matter, thoughts become things. It's very easy to keep saying, oh, my dog has separation anxiety, oh my god, I can never leave my dog and go for a movie because my dog struggles with separation anxiety. These terms are all learned terms.
Okay.
Earlier, 50 years back, or rather 20 years back, only trainers would use these terms.
Hmm.
Resource guarding, food aggression, separation anxiety. These are very complex terms. Like how earlier there was no concept of depression.
Right.
But like in the sense, people would know how to manage their emotions. And this word was not a heavy thing. Now everyone says, oh, I'm in depression. It's so easy to say. So same way, it's so easy to label a dog and say, oh, my dog has this. Oh, my dog has anxiety. Yeah, but okay, what are we doing to overcome? We have also come across many dogs where parents are feeding anti-anxiety pills to dogs, where the doctor has prescribed it.
Okay.
And these are just drowsy medicine.
Okay.
But again, we pop an anti-anxiety pill maybe because we don't know better that we can work on it. It's all the state of a mind.
Right.
So same goes for a dog.
Okay.
If I am putting a muzzle on my dog,
Mhm.
if I'm putting a shock collar on my dog,
They
I'm
use
putting,
shock collars?
yeah. So shock collar is like every time my dog does something he's not supposed to do, so I shock him. Like
Okay.
like suppose he's going and barking at a dog or going to charge at a dog, I shock. So out of the fear of getting a shock again, the dog ends up never going in the first
That
place.
will be so
So
painful.
yes, but again, that's what. But parents opt for it because a
Okay.
trainer will convince you
Hmm.
of how to do it. We have to use our wisdom. Will a dog mother use a shock collar? Will she be able to do something like this or punish a dog for something she only did not teach? So did we
Correct.
bother teaching or understanding our dogs, but we just shocked them, right? So
Hmm.
these all things we need to understand what we are trying to say, where we are coming from. Then things will be much easier for us. So same way, even when it comes to like our urban spaces, like how you said,
Yeah.
we have to, like I say, use our wisdom, get trained in the right way. Then things will be much easier for our dog and for us.
So we should train ourselves first before training our dog.
Yes, and be a problem solver.
Or rather say, when you train yourself, your dog will automatically get trained.
Correct. Your dog will absorb your energy, no? And plus, like I said, be a problem solver. Now it's today's time that there are so many people who get treadmills for their dogs at home, and the dog has to run on a treadmill. Now, ideally, like it's not normal for a dog, but if a dog has become lazy or has a lot of pent up energy and doesn't know what else to do, and there is no other space, then trainers have to resort to such times. So then in these cases, I always tell you, please think before getting a dog home. If you genuinely don't have spaces, or if I come and tell you in a training session that you need to take your dog out and you tell me I don't have the time for it, then please don't get a dog.
I have seen pet gyms also.
Yeah. So all these things are there, using treats to do agility, making a dog jump from one seesaw to another. Why will a dog do that? A dog will only do it when there's a treat at the end of it. No?
Right.
Dog is not in a circus who will make jump through hoops for you. So again, using our wisdom of what a trainer makes us do.
Okay. I read recently also an article, it had come. So in that, a pet, yeah, it was a pit bull. He attacked a small girl. Okay, and it was mentioned that there was nothing such had triggered. Yeah, there was no triggering agent or something. Yeah, for him to attack or something, but it had attacked. So in that, like in such cases and such aggressive cases and all, so is there something that can it be prevented, or basically such breeds should not be petted or anything like that?
See, what happens is now, we try to put the breed down, saying that if he's a pit bull, then this is how he's going to be. I have worked, or rather known, pit bulls, Rottweilers, boxers who are the sweetest. Like they lick your whole face, they'll give you so much love. They are the sweetest dogs in this world. But I've also seen Shih Tzus, Lhasas, Maltese who have bitten me into sometimes into pieces. Where I couldn't even walk back home.
Okay.
So it's that level also. There was a Shih Tzu who bit me 10 times once, 5 on each foot.
Oh,
So
okay.
what happens is that it's so easy to label that, oh, it's because it's a Shih Tzu, then it'll be a cute dog. and he's a pit bull, so it'll be very ferocious. A
Hmm.
dog, only a misunderstood dog will bite you.
Okay.
That is a rule that we need to follow.
Okay.
And a dog misunderstood not just by the people, but also a dog who has a lot of misunderstandings within them. That
Hmm.
means he has misunderstood the world a lot because of
Right.
the kind of people who he has engaged with.
Hmm.
The right kind of training has not been given. So what will
Hmm.
the dog do? He will refer to his own user manual. And if he does that, he's not a city dog. He's not meant to be in an apartment. So obviously the
Hmm.
dog will be very confused. So if
Hmm.
you do decide getting a breed like that, it is your duty to train yourself to train them so that he is not a safety issue for you, for
Hmm.
his own self. Tomorrow someone comes and hits him with a stick to stop him from biting, he's going to get
Right.
hurt.
Right.
And at the same time, he's not a safety issue for anyone else walking around you also.
Hmm.
So then what happens? You've taken responsibility. But if you take it out of status, oh look, I have a pit bull, I have a Rottweiler, then your reasons for getting a dog is not right.
So it is the pet parent's responsibility also in this
Correct.
thing.
It is
It is
110% their
their
responsibility, fully
responsibility.
and entirely, because
Hmm.
they have decided to get someone like them, so they need to know. And the same
Hmm.
logic applies for a Shih Tzu also. Doesn't mean that the Shih Tzu gets to roam free because he's a Shih Tzu. Any dog you get home needs to
Hmm.
be taught, needs to be
Hmm.
trained. So then
Hmm.
you're able to raise them better. I'm not asking you to control them. I'm only asking you to guide them and direct them. That's it. Same thing what happens if, like, suppose you may ask me that, why did he have to bite that little girl? What
Yeah.
was the little girl's
Yeah.
fault?
Yeah.
Now that girl could just be the last straw, which that pit bull has seen over the years or over the months. He's seen different things.
Hmm.
Like, I'll give you an example. One time we were part of this one event, okay,
Hmm.
and there were many dogs who had come. Now
Hmm.
this event, what happens is usually people, for them a dog event is fashion show
Hmm.
and games and all of these things,
Hmm.
and all dogs on leash.
Hmm.
And if it's a commercial event, then 30-40 dogs are pushed together in one cafe or something, which is of course for a dog not an ideal space at all.
Right.
But if we don't know the different reasons why people end up engaging in something like this.
Hmm.
Now what happened was that there was a person who had got a pit bull over there,
Hmm.
okay, and there was this one kid who kept making funny faces at this pit bull, teasing him and then running away, teasing him, running away. Now
Hmm.
since everybody was busy in watching the fashion show, nobody really paid attention to what the kid was doing,
Hmm.
okay. And then the pit bull was growling, telling him once, twice, thrice, don't try to trouble me, I'm not liking it. But
Hmm.
nobody was hearing because everybody would just shush him. Ah,
Hmm.
nothing, nothing,
Hmm.
nothing. But the problem was not the pit bull. The problem was the child. At the fourth time, once the pit bull had enough of it, he got so angry he went and bit the child. Now he did not bite the child out of to hurt or harm. It was only to say enough and stop. And plus, his
Right.
chasing instinct would get activated because he was continuously trying to tease him.
It's
Okay?
actually the same way, right? Like even if somebody is teasing us, then we get somebody is bullying us or
Yeah.
teasing us, then we get irritated and we are like, okay, enough.
Yeah, and that was
That's
a
it.
dog's version of saying stop.
Yeah.
Now, the moment he went and he grabbed the child,
Hmm.
everyone created a big ruckus, and that's
Hmm.
when we went to see what was happening. But it was already too late. He had pulled a good amount of chunk from the dog, from the child's skin. But luckily, the
Hmm.
child was wearing diaper, so then he caught most of the diaper
Okay.
in his. But then it had become a big scene
Hmm.
situation of, okay, a pit bull bit a child, etc. But again, nobody went to understand. Now tell me, in this whole situation, was it the child's fault? Was
Hmm.
it the pit bull's fault? It was actually the pit bull's parent as
Yeah.
well as the child's parent.
Hmm.
The child's parent also needs to be taught that how to teach their own children. You
Hmm.
cannot expect a dog parent to do everything and then tell your child, okay, do whatever because the dog parent is in control. No.
Hmm.
Your
Hmm.
child also needs to learn because in this situation, the child was the instigator. So same way, a
Okay.
lot of times we don't know what's in the news. They won't show
Hmm.
us the real deal.
Hmm.
But it's only when we observe closely, we'll be able to gain better perspective.
Can you tell us like a memorable case which you solved or which you had, which had a major transformation? Like you made a major transformation in that.
So we work with a lot of NGOs
Yeah.
wherein um, there are different cases that come to us.
Hmm.
Some dogs have been rescued from the worst of the situations. There are some
Hmm.
dogs who have dealt with a lot of things. So, like, of like being hurt and abused in different ways, and how these dogs show up is very different. Like, there was this one of these dogs that had connected with us. So the parent, Ishani, she had spoken to me, and I still remember the first thing she messaged when she spoke to me on call. She said, "Are indies trainable? Like, are indie dogs trainable?" So I said, "Yes, he's a dog, so of course he can be trained." So she said, "Every trainer I have spoken to before you says indies are not trainable. You know, go, like, either dump this dog on the street, or don't bother training him at all, or don't keep any hopes up, because this is it for you." And he was biting a couple of people in the house. Now, when
Okay.
I went home and we understood the history, we realized that the dog himself was beaten up quite a bit. And this girl, she was a carpentress. So she had her own workshop. And one time she had fed him biscuits. So he thought she's God for him, because she was the first one who actually showed love in a place where everyone was hitting him. And then
Okay.
he loved her so much
Hmm.
that when she took the car back to her house, he chased after the car, which was almost like a kilometer. He ran after her car, saying, "Please don't go. You're my only hope." And when she saw him outside her house, her heart opened up and she said, "You know what, Busu, I'm adopting you." And she took Busu home. Now, Busu himself is confused. He himself doesn't know better. So, if a guest like me comes, a maid comes, he likes to take charge and then bark the whole time we're there. And if left loose, then can bite also. Okay?
Okay.
So, he had gone to an extreme extent. The dad, Ishani's dad, is a principal of a very well known school in the outskirts of the city in Karja. So every time he would go, they would take him there. There's a huge lawn. But if the helper would come to give him a cup of tea or to give him lunch, he would shoo him off. He would bark him off, or like he would go bite him also. And there were students in the campus, but nobody could meet him because he just wouldn't trust humans. So our entire job with him was to help him trust Ishani, trust the family. Because if Ishani is there, if the family is there, he has no reason to not trust those around. Why will their family take Busu to a place which is unsafe? That much had to be drilled into Busu's mind. So when we were training him, when we were able to teach him, we focused on obedience commands that helped him understand surrender. What Busu needed was not treats. What he needed was not chains or anything. He just needed guidance. That's it, in a language he understands. And when that happened, Ishani started sending me videos when they used to take him to Karjat. When, like I said, they would see the fruits being born there of training. So then they would see that, she would send me pictures of, him with the students, and he's jumping on them to play. That was a big achievement that we had. She sent me a video of like him sitting at the balcony area, and the person is coming to give tea to the dad and then going back, and he's not doing anything. He's listening in the most crucial situation. We managed to take it one step further of teaching him off leash walking. So imagine a dog who could like not even let someone come home to a point where he's walking off leash in spaces. He would not even come down for a walk. I still remember we had to pull him down, and he came out of his harness and he ran back inside. To a dog who's just running free in a park, so happy of his surroundings.
Amazing.
That transition truly showed us that our efforts never go in vain. Even if 1% progress is seen, we like, I will be the first one standing there with a standing ovation and like clapping the loudest, because I know that how much it took that dog, even 1%, to take that graph upwards. And today, if it's 1%, tomorrow it may be 2, day after it may be 5, and then slowly we reach 100.
Right.
If I directly target 100, then I'll say this dog is a failure, then this dog has no choice. Then we give up too soon. Our dogs never give up on us. So why should we give up on them?
That's amazing. It's actually an amazing story.
Yeah. So just like Busu, there's so many stories. There's so many of them who have been through the worst, or who have just been so misunderstood. But then with the right kind of training, with the right kind of guidance from the parent, then things have become so much easier for them.
Let's bust some myths now.
Sure.
Okay, so first one, pet dogs attack because they are poorly socialized or are not neutered. Is it true?
So there could be multiple reasons why would they be doing that. So just putting in these two categories as the root cause would not be right. There are many different reasons, many different causes of why such symptoms would appear. So I would say this is a myth.
Okay, this is a myth. Rescue dogs can't be fully trusted. They carry baggage that makes behavior unpredictable.
Who doesn't have baggage at this
We all
point,
have.
right?
We
Yeah.
all have.
Tomorrow, imagine you go to a rescue center.
Hmm.
Sometimes some parents would, walk around different cages of which dog they like or maybe they connect with.
Hmm.
And in that time, imagine a dog saying, "Nah, I don't want to go home with you. You have so much baggage."
Hmm.
We'll never hear a dog say that. A
Yeah.
dog will say, I will be there with you till the end of time. A dog doesn't see how rich you are, how poor you are, how you look, what your color is, what caste you belong to, nothing. How much baggage you carry, nothing. A dog says, you accept me, I accept you. In your highs, your lows, in everything, I'm there for you.
Hmm.
So if they can be that, then why can't we? So definitely that's a myth.
That's a myth. Cats can't be trained. They are too independent.
So, not exactly.
Hmm.
Ultimately, training will be for us.
Okay.
Usually, we do teach cats. There's some naughty ones that try to enter the kitchen, try
Hmm.
to run out the main door,
Hmm.
or try to jump on our food. So, we
Hmm.
teach them to not do that. That's the max that a cat would need to train.
Hmm.
And coexistence is also key. So,
Hmm.
coexistence just happens with time and with the right kind of routine that we set in.
Hmm.
So, I would say not exactly a myth, but yes, they are independent. They like to function as per themselves and they don't need training as such.
You must use treats to train or it won't work. I know you've answered
Nonsense.
this before
Nonsense.
also.
I can say it with all the confidence in this world that
Mhm.
my best teacher says not required. So, no, so I would say it's totally a myth. Imagine otherwise, then you're just a treat dispenser for your dog. You're
Yeah.
saying tomorrow you're at the park and your dog wants to go play with that other ball which the kids are playing with, and then you're saying, Bruno, treat, 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 treat. He doesn't care. He wants that ball. So then, in that case, what are you going to do, right? And who do you distract? Whose attention do you divert? Someone who you can't trust. Training is all about gaining trust,
True.
right? So
Yeah.
that's why it's totally a myth.
Walking a dog once a day is enough.
Not at all. Walking end of the day is brisk walking. Right? How do we walk? We walk something like this, right? As simple as that. It's just a normal walk that we take. But how do we release our energy? We release our energy by dancing, or
Yeah.
by exerting, by
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
taking a jog or running on a treadmill.
Hmm.
That's when we'll feel that our energy is totally out, right?
Right.
So, same way, a dog also needs these kind of heavy outlets. A
Mhm.
walk is more like, okay, sniffing, a breath of fresh air. All of these things are there, a space to excrete. But beyond that, let's not take it as a way, okay, do walk kiya na, enough.
Hmm.
It's not that. The dog needs much beyond that also. So this is definitely a myth.
Okay. So you had mentioned about freedom and responsibility. Okay. So could you explain that in the context of training?
So, when it comes to freedom and responsibility, it's very important to understand that both go hand in hand.
Okay.
If I tell my dog that, okay, I give you all the freedom and I make the dog walk off leash, then in that case responsibility is very important. That means my dog should not eat garbage off the street. My dog should not run to random people and have them get an attack because they are very scared of a dog, without a leash, or should not go chase another dog, chase another cat. So all these things are very important. Same like how we would teach a child, and then we would expect the child to listen. Why? Because responsibility has been taught. So freedom can be given. Well, a lot of times what happens is that as pet parents we get stuck in a loop.
Okay.
We can't give freedom because responsibility is missing, and by chance the leash comes off, collar comes off, you'll say, my god, my dog ran and I couldn't control only. The idea was never to control. The idea was to communicate. We control those who don't have a brain of his own, like a robot. You press play, it plays. You press pause, it pauses. But there's no such communication or connection. Instead, when we're able to teach, responsibility is there. Then you yourself will remove the leash. You'll say, I know that my dog will listen to me in this situation. And my dog will not do anything to hamper anyone's safety, their own and my safety also. So that's where freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. Otherwise, the loop will never end.
So I have a fun section prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a quick rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll quickly ask you those.
Sure.
So you're ready to start?
Done.
So, most misunderstood breed.
I would say the most misunderstood dogs, I'll change the breed the word to dogs who haven't been trained,
Hmm.
who haven't been heard or haven't been understood,
Hmm.
is what I would say. There is
Okay.
no such thing as a misunderstood breed because end of the day, all breeds think, feel, and behave in the same way.
In the
They're
same.
dogs first.
And even for the cats, it goes the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Whether it's a Persian, whether it's a Siamese, or whether it's an Indie, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. What's a behavior that makes you go awe every single time?
Um, I feel like when a dog knows that the parent knows better,
Hmm.
takes a U-turn and comes back and sits with the parent. And I am the teaser, the fun person, the troublemaker who's teasing the dog. Come, come, come! No, no, let go. Or I'm showing treats and I'm saying, come to me. Look, I'm giving you the treat. I'm the fun person. And the parent says, no, don't take it from her. She's a stranger. And the dog takes a U-turn and goes. That's when I feel that that's the happiest moment of my life.
Okay.
Because I feel that's when I have truly lost and when the parent has won.
One. Overrated pet trend.
Fashion shows, making your dog wear clothes and funny outfits just for a price, and games and doing all these things in the name of events, which is not even, a dog is not even happy. A dog is so stressed out with the idea of all these dogs around in a space where you make them walk in a certain way for a prize that you want to win.
Underrated command every pet should know.
To learn, there are certain things that are off limits. This is the
Right.
foundation of training.
Okay.
If a dog doesn't know that you make the rules, you teach them what is okay, not okay, then they will be the ones who will be telling you. The dog will be telling you that don't touch my food, don't touch my things, don't remove things from my mouth, don't jump, don't go hug my person. Sometimes we've seen that, okay, if a dog comes to hug you, a person, sometimes we've seen that a person comes to hug you and a dog will come close to you and do, and you'll growl and tell the other person, don't do it. And you'll say, oh, my dog does not like when someone hugs me. So we become the dog's advocate then in that.
The biggest red flag in a pet parent.
Unwillingness to learn, unwillingness to surrender, and then expecting me to teach their dog how to surrender. Not
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
Why will a dog want to surrender to me? Who am I for them? I'm not a permanent person. Even with my dog, she doesn't listen to me because I'm a trainer. She simply listens to me because I'm a human who she can trust, respect, and bank. So when you become that person, you surrender to a trainer who teaches you all these things, automatically you'll see the same thing in your dog.
Crate, yes or no?
Absolutely no. 100 no's in this world. I'll put to that. Crate is a fancy word for cage. We only put any animal in the cage when we don't trust them. Tomorrow you go to a zoo, will the lion be outside or inside the cage? Okay, why not? Why can't you go inside the cage? Why do we do tuck 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 outside the cage? Because we know that the animal can't do anything. He'll just keep staring at you. But go inside the cage and see. So we only put him inside because we don't trust him outside, right?
Okay.
And for the animal, that's not a normal space to be in. So it's the same way a dog. If we put him inside a crate, we are telling him what, that you eat also over there, you play also over there, you sleep there, you poop there, you do everything over there, and we call it home. No, that's not how it works. For a dog, it's just end of the day a cage, a space of restricting them. So can we teach them freedom and responsibility so that you don't need a cage, so that you don't need a crate?
Right. An essential pet parenting trait.
An essential pet parenting trait would be trusting yourself. When you trust yourself, your dog will trust you.
Okay.
If you don't trust yourself, how do you expect anyone to trust you? You're the mediator between everyone around you. A person walking on the street will observe you and then accordingly decide whether to pass by you or not. But if they see that you only cannot manage your dog, they'll walk across the street, but they will never come next to you. So a person will always look at you. Tomorrow, if I want to socialize my dog with your dog, I will look at you and your body language. But if you come and tell me my dog is unpredictable, then I will never want to socialize because I'll say you only cannot trust your dog. You cannot trust yourself, your parenting, and how does your dog trust you? Or how do I trust you? Sometimes some parents say, my dog doesn't listen to me. So then I say, sometimes they say my dog doesn't listen to my command. So then I always say that in that case, can you go little deeper and understand that is it your dog who you don't trust, or is it your own command that you don't trust? And if you go even deeper than that, ask yourself, is it the command that you don't trust, or is it your own parenting that you don't trust? And when
Okay.
you look inside, you'll realize that we are actually not able to trust ourselves and our parenting, and hence we are not able to trust our dog.
Okay, okay. And have you had a training session which has gone completely wrong?
I feel like as a trainer, we always promise to give 300%. Because
Right.
then we know that looking at us, we become an example for the parent gives 200%. And when the parent is able to give 200, the dog gives 100%. So we follow that method. The only time I have felt that maybe, okay, the training maybe went in vain, or maybe the seed is planted now, but the tree will grow few years from now, is when a parent is not able to change. The unwillingness to change, or the unwillingness to accept, is where the things go south. But
Okay.
99% it doesn't, because there's one thing that keeps us all together, which is our love for our animals. I feel the love surpasses all fear, anger, anxiety, everything.
Okay.
Sometimes a parent who has major anxiety issues, is going to therapy for years and is able to be as candid as that, to telling me this also, but still is open to coming to a dog park with me. Why?
Okay.
Because they realize that that particular day they fought their anxiety with the freedom that their dog would go for. So that means their love surpassed the anxiety. So I know that if you're able to work on that, then I'm always there to support you.
Favorite snack which Zoe can't resist? Trying to know your
Yeah.
companion.
So Zoe loves this one thing called koki. We are Sindhis, okay? So I don't know where she's tasted it, because we never give her human food.
Yeah.
But maybe in her previous house, she was from a Sindhi household where they would give her. I don't know. But if she smells that, she's gonna drool so much that my dad
Okay.
melts. My dad will give it to her. I won't melt, of course. But my dad really loves her like a daughter. So I feel that is one thing that is like something that she cannot resist at all.
So let's say Zoe, she was a Bollywood actress. Which one she would represent?
So I feel like she would represent not the current ones, but she would be like a Zenataman, would be like a badass, but at the same time would
The
be like,
grace.
like someone who would love adventure, high spirited adventure. So she's someone like that. And I have grown up in a generation where Zenataman was like not the current gen for me. So I have
Right.
not seen her in a young age. I have seen her after her in her golden ages, right? And now I see her, doing, killer roles, and
Yes.
really, living it. And age is no bar for her. So same way, when I truly developed that connection with Zoe, she was already 6 years old. So
Right.
I feel like I have known her in her golden ages, where we have taken her to Goa off leash. We've taken her to Manali off leash. We had a trip that we had taken 11 dogs to Manali, and out of that, 10 were with other parents, right? So we had organized that trip. And everyone told me that how can you take your own dog also? Will you manage your dog, or will you manage other people's dog?
Yeah.
So I said, my dog is self-equipped. She knows how to be a part of a solution, not the problem. She knows her purpose in all years. She is the owner after all. We are just all working for her. So she knows what she's supposed to do. And at no point was she a trouble to us. You can ask anyone who had come for the trip. They just loved her being there. And she just knew what to do. So, and she loved it. She enjoyed it. She would wear these cute sweaters, and she would just enjoy every bit of it.
Amazing.
Whether it was a trek, whether it was the adventure, she just loves it.
Amazing. Who is more emotional species? I'll give you three options.
Yeah.
Okay. Dogs, cats, or humans?
I feel there are different things about IQ, EQ that we work on. Our animals approach more from instinct.
Yeah.
Our us humans, we approach more from the heart. And our cats are very particular about IQ. Like they are more about intelligence. So yes, there are some animals who work from the emotional quotient also. But
Mm-hmm.
I would say if I have to put it as a bar, I would
Mm-hmm.
say first we go for humans, then
Mm-hmm.
dogs, and then cats, like that.
Okay, okay. So you have done like you have trained like so many dogs and cats and everything. So there should have been some funny moments which you must have come across. Which is the
Yeah.
funniest one? You have to tell us about that.
There was one very amusing incident where I can
Okay,
say maybe not funny, but like I would say amusing. Okay,
okay.
because my how do I say, the style of working only, or rather the sector of working,
Hmm.
is itself so educational that
Hmm.
everything revolves around amusement and
Hmm.
seriousness. It's
Hmm.
like that kind of seesaw balance that we have. So there was one time I had gone to a parent's house,
Hmm.
and when I rang the doorbell, I was told that beforehand that I'm coming here to train an indie. Her name is Lola,
Hmm.
and she barks a lot, and she
Hmm.
would, she gets very scared of people coming because she was a COVID puppy. So 2 years later, when they approached for training, it was something like that, and we had to help her overcome her anxiety.
Hmm.
So it's so happened that when I rang the doorbell, I could hear a lab barking. Okay,
Okay.
and I could hear in India also, but I could very specifically hear a lab barking. Now, when they opened the door, there is this girl Athena who came to me, and she started wagging her tail. She was a lab, okay,
Okay.
and she's wagging her tail, and she's also barking. So she's showing a sign of anxiety and excitement, which is
Hmm.
something I have never seen in my years of experience, because dogs don't believe in duality. They
Okay.
are face value. What they feel is what they show.
Okay.
So I was very confused on how do I read her, because I wasn't sure of what she's doing. And I
Hmm.
kept observing her, but she was licking my feet and everything, but she's also barking as if she's going to hurt me. Don't
Hmm.
come close, but she's only coming and giving me love.
Hmm.
So I just kept looking at her, and I said, maybe, someone else told me about another dog. I was trying to make sense because I was told there's an indie. They didn't tell me they had a second dog.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's only then when I looked up and I realized, and I saw this one indie in the corner of the kitchen,
Hmm.
barking from a distance. Her name was Lola. So she
Okay.
was the one who I was called for. So
Okay.
then it struck me, wait. Then I could put the puzzle piece together, and I realized that Lola had become the leader. Even though Lola
Hmm.
was a year old, 2 years old, and Athena was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But Lola was a very strong pack leader, and Athena was a very submissive one.
Hmm.
So Lola had taught Athena that you're supposed to bark every time someone comes to the door. But Athena was
Oh,
very
okay.
loving, gentle, and kind. So
Hmm.
Athena was doing her side of behavior
Her
also,
base behavior.
but also respecting Lola's pack leadership and doing what she was saying as a cue. So I was
Oh.
wondering how this behavior came in, and once I observed, I realized, okay, wait, this is what's happening. So I think this is what I can think of as a funny, amusing story of trading.
It is amazing. It's amazing to hear
Yeah.
your stories also.
Yeah.
So we are at like we have come to the end of the podcast.
Okay.
So can you like let our pet lovers, pet parents, or the new pet parents, can you give them a message or something?
So, the only thing that I want to share with anyone who is watching this is that always remember your purpose of getting a dog or a cat home, and align your actions with it. If your purpose is to, like we said, fill a void, or ask them to love you better, or to take care of you, then unfortunately that's not what they are here for. They're only here to offer companionship. They are not our babies, they are our companions. They do have a lifespan starting from a young age to an old age, and it's only fair that we give them the best life at this time. So always remember your purpose and align your actions with it, and that's what I want to say.
And if they want to reach you anytime, how they can reach you?
So there are multiple ways of how to reach us. We are always available through our website. You can get in touch on our email ID. Everything is mentioned on the site. You can always follow us on Instagram. That's where we put out live updates of different training sessions that we do, how we do training, and in general, all these guidance tips of better pet parenting are all on our Instagram page, All Ears for Animals. So I think that's the best way to reach us.
Thank you, Divya, so much, and it was so insightful talking to
Thank
you.
you. I'm so
Even
grateful.
I could, I had a lot of doubts, and
Yeah.
that also got cleared through this. So
Great.
thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, and eternally grateful to all the animals who are always taking care of us.
Of course, of course. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you for joining us for today's podcast. For more, please like, share, and subscribe our channel and follow us on Instagram. Thank you.